Hey there, it's Monkey. This is not what I wanted to be doing for my first Civ 7 video, but I feel that given the nature of the bug that we're going to be talking about, that this is probably the most important thing I could be doing in terms of content for Civ 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the bug, how to identify it. It's pretty easy to identify. We're going to talk about how important it is to have this addressed, and then we're going to talk about one simple thing that you can do to maybe help speed up this bug getting addressed. So first off, the reason why this bug is so foundational to the game is because it relates to tile yields in the game. So behind me, it's actually been happening on the screen, sort of like as we've been talking, but I'm going to show you in an actual game, like kind of what's going on. So let's jump into the game. So the thing that's going to make it easy to identify this bug is going to be to turn on tile yields, because tile yields shows you what the game is going to give you when you put a worker on a certain tile. We have this expectation, right? When you add a population to a town, you have all of these options in front of you. And the game is telling you, hey, if you put a farm here, you're going to get 3 food and 3 happiness. If you put a clay pit here, you're going to get 8 total yields, right? 3 production, 1 food, 1 science, 3 happiness. So this bug tends to manifest mostly, in my experience, with regarding to tiles that have happiness on them. And I don't know if it's limited to just happiness, but so for example, when you see these 2 tiles, since I'm a happiness-focused Civ, and also since this is like a brilliant tile, right? This is 8 yield. The next highest is this one with 6 yield, and all these other ones have, 5 or 6, I suppose. I'm going to go for this tile. So I put my settler on there, and there we go. He actually got the 3 happiness that I was expecting. So that's cool, right? Anticipated behavior. If I would have put him on this farm tile here, the 3 happiness would disappear, which would have been pretty annoying if you expected to get 6 yield and only got 3, right? If you lost half the yield of that tile. So let's go over to this one. So we've got the same setup here, and I want to get to these tires. So I'm going to take this one, 3 production, 3 happiness, 1 science. That's pretty awesome, right? I mean, that's 7 yield. So let's just do that one. Okay, well, the happiness is gone. I don't know why the happiness stayed on the last tile and why it's gone off of this one, obviously. It doesn't make any sense. I already know from the multiple times that I've loaded this game that if I pick this tile, the happiness is going to disappear. I don't know why, but the happiness will go away. So if I pick, this tile, will the happiness stay? Maybe. No, the happiness goes away from this tile as well. So I don't know why. I do know that if I go and I pick, say, this tile, the happiness stays. Why did I lose happiness on this tile, but not on this one? 3 hammers and 4 production, that sounds great. I get to keep the happiness. Sweet. Oh, we'll pick this resource up here. 4 food, 1 gold, 3 happiness. Happiness goes away. I can tell you I've already tested them both. They both lose happiness. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. I go to this island here. Same thing. 3 hammers, 4 happiness, right? 1 happiness. I don't know why. There's no. I mean, you do understand. You just saw where I clicked on 3 production, 4 happiness, and the bonus stayed. And here the bonus went out. Like I lost it. I don't know why. Let's pick elephants up here because that's got 3 happiness on it, and production, and culture, and food, and I lost. I pretty much guarantee it. I haven't picked one yet, but let's try that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess let's try. Yeah, same thing. You understand how frustrating this could be, that we have this fundamental assumption that when the game is telling you what yield you're going to get on a tile, that you actually get the yield the game said you're going to get. Now, I know things can change. A hurricane can come, or you can build a building, we get that the game over time, those elements can change. But in the moment that you select a tile, it should be telling you what yield you're going to get. And when you commit to it, it shouldn't be like giving you a completely different set of yields to the point where like it never gives me more yields in that case. I mean, if it was giving me here's 3 food and oh yeah, now we're calculating in that you have a granary or some other bonus, so it goes up to 4 food, I'm fine for that. But when it goes from like this is going to have 3 happiness, like this elephant here has 3 happiness on it. Why did the other elephant also on the coast also, like, why did it lose the 3 happiness from the tile but this one didn't? I don't know. I don't have any, there's no explanation for what is going on right now. Now, this bug was submitted, like I submitted this bug anyway, more than a month ago. And I'm sure other people are aware of this bug. Maybe you're not aware of this bug. Maybe you've been playing the game the whole time and have never seen this happen. And I guarantee you that it's been happening in your game. The only way that you would not be running into this bug is if you were not playing Civ 7. Because I've seen, there was a video Potato McWhiskey put out a couple weeks ago about the 7 bad things in Civ 7 so far, and which, by the way, this was not on the list, and I'm surprised it didn't make the cut, but whatever. Where it happened in his video. It was just his B-roll kind of thing, but I've got a comment over there with timestamps of when it happened on that video. It happened during the dev live stream that they did for the 1.1.1 release. And the reason why I know that it happened is because I watched the video and kept track of it. Because, like I said, once you see this bug, it is hard to unsee it. And, now that you know that it's pretty much in every single game that you've played, for me, it makes me question what other bonuses am I losing, or what else is wrong with like this foundational concept in the game. So at any rate, what can you do about it, right? What's the one easy thing that you can do to help out? And that would be, there's a link that's down in the description, and it goes to this webpage for happiness yields. Let me pull it up so I can mouse over it. There we go. To this happiness yields will disappear after placing role improvements. There's a little upvote carrot right here, and right now it's sitting at 11. And according to the response that I've gotten from 2K, they said that upvoting a post allows 2K to know what issues are common/pressing matters. So I guess what it implies is that because this hasn't gotten a lot of upvotes, it's not very pressing. Even though everybody's game, your game, my game, everybody's game is experiencing this. And while I would, on one hand, I would say, if you're a happiness-focused Civ, this should like frustrate you. I should also say, if you're not a happiness-focused Civ, this should really frustrate you, because you probably want happiness wherever you can get it. If you're a happiness-focused Civ, like my game was, I already had a lot of accumulated happiness. I was just getting more on top kind of thing. If I wasn't a happiness-focused Civ, I would be very disappointed in not being able to get the happiness wherever I could find it. Now, invariably, someone's going to make a comment that, hey, at least it's not production, right? Production is king. At least it doesn't impact production. But that seems like a mistaken argument, because happiness contributes to celebrations. And celebration, well, that gets you policy cards, and your policy cards can get you production. Your policy cards can get you science or culture or anything else. And your celebrations also contribute to I don't have a government selected right now because it's modern era, but your celebrations also contribute to the whatever government you've picked getting able to enact that bonus. So it could be like 20% increased culture during your celebration. It could be 40% increased production for civilian and support units. So while happiness itself doesn't necessarily equal production, which is the best stat. I don't think we should be measuring whether or not a bug is important, a bug that affects tile yields, based off of which tile yields it's impacting. Because, oh yeah, also in your towns, if you happen to be playing, say, an expansionist civ that wants to go over the settlement cap, in your towns and your cities, every -1 happiness is -2% to all of the yields in that city. So the thing that facilitates going over the settlement cap is accruing a bunch of excess happiness, so that when you go 5 or 7 cities over the settlement cap, which is entirely possible, you don't suffer as much of a production, food, gold, science, etc. penalty in all of your cities. Maybe you've guessed by now that my first video probably would have been talking about happiness in Civ 7, but I can't really draw a credible comparison between civs or leaders or even different aspects of this game when something so basic to the function of the game is messed up this bad. So I do appreciate if you follow that link and upvote that issue, so that 2K ups the priority on resolving this particular bug. I really appreciate it. It's something very simple that you can do. You'll find other issues in the issue tracker, maybe that you'll also upvote. Hopefully not as much as this one, so that this one gets taken care of in a more timely manner. Maybe even a hot fix. That would be super amazing. At any rate, thanks for your time. Don't forget, if you could help me out by hitting that like button down below. Talk to that monkey down there in the corner. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you next time. Take care.